Hi. I had a few questions about the climbing wall, so I'm gonna kind of go over it. Sorry if I'm squinting, the sun is in my eyeballs. Um, so here's the main wall itself. As you can see, I have 2x4 stud basically, and 2x4 on the bottom, 2x4 on the top, and then I have another one to square everything up and ridge it up, and another one to square everything up and ridge it up on the top. And that's close to the bolts because I was a little bit concerned about the weight twisting the piece of wood. So currently not an issue, which is great. But as you can see, I kind of did standard spacing of every 16 inches for the studs. I had to shift one of the studs over by half an inch because the moonboard layout for the holes causes interference if you do every 16 inches. So moved one over by half an inch and moved the rest accordingly. So the rest are 16 inches. At the bottom, you can see we have an eye bolt here and an eye bolt on the other side. And the eye bolts are locking some pulleys. Each side has a pulley. And on this side of this support leg, which is a 2x6, we have a pulley here, and it's tied into a eye bolt on the other side as well. So this is my winch. I recently got this in, and it makes things a lot easier to adjust, and ideally it would be great if one person can move it. Right now, I'll get into it a little later, what's keeping that from happening. There is a backup piece of cord, I don't know if you can see it, it's that little purple cord that goes around and in parallel with the green cord, and that is my backup in case something goes wrong. And you know, redundancy and backups and whatnot. Okay, so the wall itself is supported by two 2x6s, and they run into this frame thing. I don't really know what I call it. I call that thing the slider box. I guess I'll call this the slider. This slider runs across to the other side, secures both legs, and is kind of rigided up by this extra 2x4 I have here. And then this is a box that I made out of scraps that I had. So the whole adjustment is ideally supposed to slide along this slider box. Currently there's a lot of friction. I plan to kind of wax the box top to make it so it slides more easily, but that's going to be after I paint everything in bare deck over. For the main surface, I'm going to put textured bare deck over, and for everything else I'm going to put non-textured bare deck over. That's going to be a project that will conclude the wall build actually. But yeah, I'm going to need to strip the wall. I'm going to need to take off the chalk lines basically and just paint away. Follow me over here, you can see our crash pad setup. We've got some Madrock pads at Madrock Duo, Madrock Mad Pad. Thanks Tim. Here we have a Madrock R3. We also have this organic, not the simple pad, the full pad, and a half pad, and we got my trusty blubber pad here as well. If you look over here, we have a speed square that has been clamped to the wall and has this cord that runs from one of the bolt holes straight over, and from here we can kind of measure the angle of the wall. Currently it's a little bit more than 40 degrees. We dropped the wall when we were kind of stowing everything and storing everything for a little bit of precipitation we got. As I was saying before, these are kind of the moonboard specs of the hole placement of the wall, and we kept a little bit of panel gap here for basically just the wood expanding due to humidity and stuff. But now I'm thinking about it, and maybe I should have just bumped them up together because the deck over is supposed to create a seal, so you're not supposed to have to worry about it too much. But yeah, that's about it. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to get back to you. Cool, bye.